Something I just love about the Olympics is the fact that the entire world can come together for a couple weeks, regardless of their background, their race, ethnicity, their cultural beliefs, age, whatever. Every 4 years, you have the Summer and Winter Olympics. Well, let me take that back. I guess technically every 2 years you have the Olympics. It's just it alternates between the summer and winter Olympics for those of you that don't know. And it's really something I truly enjoy watching. I'm not a big sports person. I played football in high school. I p- and that's pretty much the only kind of sports I've been into. I never watched football. I mainly just been a played a video games type of dude and kind of stay at home. But something about the Olympics is just so special to me because just seeing the entire world just come together. There could be a whole war going on, multiple wars, multiple conflicts going on. Just seeing the entire world come together to do just one thing and just be so passionate about one particular thing, and that's sports. And they communicate and they love through sports. People train their entire lives to have a chance to compete in the Olympics and represent their country, which is something that's just so beautiful to me. And it's really, and like I said, I just love that the Olympics, well, the Olympics is supposed to be free of anything that's going on in the outside world. But in today's day and age, there's just so much going on that people, the athletes at the Olympics, have to feel like they have to comment on certain things that are going on in the world. And that's what kind of brings me to my point here. Politics have absolutely zero place in the Olympics, and not even just the Olympics, in sports, music, just anything that has nothing to do with politics. The if you don't know, the Milan Cortino Olympics, Winter Olympics are going on right now in Italy. And there has been a trend of athletes, particularly, I'm not even gonna say athletes, I'm just to say American athletes being interviewed and purposely bashing our country, disrespecting us, and basically kind of airing out our dirty laundry on the world stage. And while you are entitled to your own opinion, and yes, we do have freedom of speech, politics has no place in the Olympics or really anything. Politics doesn't have any place in any area that has nothing to do with politics. I watch the Olympics to see these people's hard work pay off. I love seeing them win gold medals. I love just seeing their face when they win. I love just seeing their reactions when their national anthem is played. And I'm not just talking about the US, I'm talking about any country. I just love it. But American athletes are going out there, they're being interviewed, and they're basically letting their political alliance be known. Like I said, freedom of speech, everyone's entitled to their political belief. But I strongly believe that if you are an athlete, a musician, a DJ, anything, even myself, a content creator, you really want to refrain from airing out your political beliefs as much as you possibly can because you're going to start alienating a whole group of your audience. And another thing is, it's just disrespectful. You, the people that are the athletes that are going out there and bashing the US, even though they're representing the United States, they have that flag on their chest, on their back, on their shoulders, and they're playing for their country. That just doesn't sit right with me. And not all of it is their fault because you got to remember, man, a lot of these athletes, they're kids, dude. And, I say kids because I'm about to be 28 years old. So a lot of them are, man, early 20s, mid 20s. Most of them are younger than me. So I get it. They're still learning. They're easily influenced on social media. And, if that's what they believe, that's fine. But they really need to keep that to themselves, especially the ones that are saying, F eyes, F Trump. Like that is crazy to me when you're saying F the president of the United States, the president of the same country that sent you to the Olympics. That is just crazy to me. Another part of it is these journalists. The journalists are just as guilty, if not more guilty, of doing this. They are going there deliberately asking the athletes, and keep in mind, they're not asking any other athletes of any other country what's going on in their country. No, they're asking specifically American athletes. Hey, how do you feel about the state of what's going on in your country? This and that. How do you feel about this? Not, hey, how do you feel that you just won a gold medal for your country? Or hey, how do you feel that all your hard work has paid off? Nah, they just want to ask, how do you feel about what's going on in your country? And do you have any comments for that? And then that's what prompts these athletes to say, basically airing out our dirty laundry to the world. What the best thing to do in that situation would be, hey, I love my country and I'm extremely proud to represent it, or I have no comment on that, or I respectfully, I'm going to keep my political beliefs to myself. I love my country and I'm extremely proud to represent it. Go Team USA. That's all they need to say. That's all they need to say. And I'm not no famous person. I'm not no professional athlete. So perhaps perhaps they're being told that they have to say something, which they are. I wouldn't be surprised, and that's pretty messed up if that's the case. No other country is doing this. No other athlete from any other country that I have seen is going out there and bashing their own nation. No, they're proud to represent their nation. They're just happy to be there. But also, with that being said, a lot of these athletes from a lot of these countries, they can't even say anything negative about the government anyway, because if they do, they might go back and literally be killed. You don't have Iranian athletes talking about what's going on with the protests in their country. They can't. Or China or North Korea, whoever. You just don't see that because they literally can't say anything bad about it, which is the great thing about the United States. But you got to understand that, yes, these athletes are entitled to say whatever they want, but then freedom of speech, cool. But guess what? That's not freedom of consequences. They might very well go back to the US and be ostracized for what they're saying. Hell, I can't remember his name, man, but y'all will probably know who I'm talking about if you keep up with the Olympics. He basically said he he does not represent everything that's going on in the country. He's only doing it for himself and his family. Even though he's wearing the American flag on his chest and he's competing on Team USA. Hey, if that's the case, there is I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Olympic. Oh my God, I really can't remember the name of it, but there's a team, the Olympic refugee team is something like that. Basically, it is Olympic team comprised of people from all over the world that for whatever reason, either their country's not being represented in the Olympics or they don't want to represent their country. For example, a lot of Russian athletes are on this team because Russia is, as of right now, banned from the Olympics, like quite literally banned from the Olympics. They've been banned for a few years now. So a lot of Russian athletes go on this Olympic refugee team. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and compete under the Olympic flag and basically for themselves, which I think is cool. That's perfect. If you do not represent what's going on, if you don't want to represent your country, then respectfully go on the Olympic refugee team. And then you're going to see that those people on that team have a real reason to be there. And that your reason, you are spoiled. And your reason, you don't have a legit reason to be on that team, because those are from people from countries that literally can't compete in the Olympics, or their country just maybe is too small or just doesn't have the means to compete in the Olympics on the world stage. And it's really sad that politics is it's dividing the US so much nowadays that it's so mainstream now. I can't go on social media. I cannot go on social media without seeing something about F ice or whatever, just something about it. I can't. It's all over. And this is just in the Olympics, like I said. I'm really big into EDM. I'm really big into raving. And I'm starting to see this in rave culture. I'm starting to see DJs promote their political beliefs. When you do that, like I said, you are alienating a large portion of your audience, of the people that listen to you. When I go to raves, man, I'm not worried about politics, man. That's just the one time for everyone to come together and just enjoy the moments together. And that's what things like the Olympics should be. And I believe it was Lindsey Vaughn. I can't remember. I believe it was her that got interviewed, and they asked her what, how do you feel about everything that's going on, and she said exactly what I said. You should have said, "I'm proud to represent my country," and God bless America, whatever, something along those lines. And there was a video that's been circulating lately of, I can't remember her name, but it's a young black athlete. I think she's track and field. She was competing in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, and man, like when they interviewed her, she was so happy, so thrilled just to be representing the United States. And I don't really want to bring race too much into it, but fast forward to today, all the athletes that were saying negative things about the United States were white athletes, which I just found interesting. You don't have any black athletes bashing the United States, but think of it this way. Imagine you and your family are going to eat dinner at maybe, I don't know, a relative's house or someone else's house, and everyone has their issues. You have some issues going on within your household, maybe mom and dad are fighting, whatever. Whatever. And you go to someone else's house and they ask, like, how y'all doing? How are things doing? The normal answer would be, we're doing okay. Just kind of this, I guess, the small talk, whatever. I kind of hate the word small talk, but you're just basically saying that we're doing okay. We're not, you're not going over there to air out people's business. But imagine you went to someone's house and you started airing out all of your family's business. Your mom and dad are fighting all the time, this, and that. We have so many issues. No, you don't do that. That's no one else's business. So, what makes it okay to go on the world stage in Italy and start airing out the US's business? Keep in mind, everyone pretty much already knows our business, but to say it from that perspective as an American athlete, like we just look so stupid, man. We as Americans, we just look so stupid, especially when we have these athletes do this shit, man. Like, and keep in mind, it's not all the athletes. It's not all the athletes. It's just a select few. Another thing that's been going on is there are protests happening at the Olympic Games. I guess anti-ice and anti-Israel protests. Whatever. I guess that's gonna happen. You can't really stop the locals from doing what they're gonna do, which I'm not sure if it's Italians that are protesting or if it's just people there. But I mean, I don't agree with that. But like I said, those aren't the athletes. But if you are an American athlete in any country, but it's really only the Americans. If you're an athlete, focus on winning. Focus on winning and remember why you're there. And regardless of what your political belief is, just be proud to represent your country. Because there is a lot of people that would dream to march into the opening ceremony under the American flag. And a lot of people who dream to just be able to compete, not even win, just compete on that level. And it's just disrespectful to bring politics into this. And there was another girl, I think her name is Amber Glenn, the figure skater. She says something stupid about what's going on. It's just, I can't really recall what she said. Y'all can look it up, but just look up Amber Glenn. I'm sure you'll see it. And it was just flat out stupid and just showed how ignorant people who aren't in politics or at least don't talk about it often, just shows how ignorant they are in it. And she got so much backlash on social media that she had to shut down her Instagram. And it's crazy because she was surprised. But what are you surprised about? You said something stupid, so you're gonna be held accountable. But free speech, right? But not free of consequences. And this goes for anything else. DJs, content creators, even me, I try to be very careful about putting my political beliefs out there. And I'm not gonna make it apparent now, but the people closest to me, they know. But even if you do know, I'm not gonna basically choose sides because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I want to build a community. I want to build long lasting friendships. I just want this to be a space for people to come relax, whether it's on this channel or my main channel, Kel's Place. I don't want nothing political. I just want to have fun and just unplug from everything because we already see enough political stuff. And unfortunately, I think it's going to get way worse before it gets way better. But like I said, politics has zero place in the Olympics. It has zero place in a lot of places, but unfortunately, it keeps finding its way in all these places because people want to believe everything they see online immediately and take it for face value. But anyway, I think I got everything off my chest about that. I hope I didn't forget nothing because the thing about recording these type of videos is sometimes I forget things and I want to go back and say it. But hey, if y'all like these kind of commentary style videos when I'm just talking and there's gameplay in the background, let me know because to be honest, this is kind of I've always wanted to do videos like this, but it's kind of hard because I'm not really a good script writer and I'm not really good at storytelling. I'm a terrible storyteller. And while as I'm doing this, I'm trying to watch my pause words and stuff like that. And I guess speak slower because I found out from my last video, the America is Cooked video, that I found out that I say a lot. And I think I did a lot better in this video. I think I only said like 2 times, but who knows? I might go back and I might have said it more times. But yeah, let me know if y'all like this. I think I'm gonna keep doing this. I just want this channel. It's gonna be my commentary channel, my Yap channel. It's just stuff that I just want to talk about, get off my chest. Not necessarily about gaming or whatever, just stuff I want to talk about. But like I said, we're not gonna talk. I'm not gonna push my political belief on anyone here, and I'm not gonna say that we're not gonna talk about politics. We're just gonna talk about anything that comes to my mind, but I will never try to push my political belief for y'all. And that's the greatest thing about our country is that we can respectfully disagree, still be best freaking friends. Anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Stay positive and never take anything for granted and be grateful. I'll catch you on the next one.